Going all the way back to 1969 with Tom and Jerry, number 247. We'll show you that front cover. There's a 15-cent cover. We'll show you the back as well. This would have been Western Publications under the gold key insignia. And I'm going to just, rather than go through and document every single issue with the cover that may be, we'll let you see it for yourself. I'm going to point out the things that jump out at me. So obviously a date written on here. That often happened at newsstands. And then right here, we've got some ticking, as you might expect for an over 50-year-old comic book. But I'm going to let that light tell the tale. We'll shine it everywhere, hither, yon, etc., so that you can see any little nook and cranny, every flaw and imperfection. That way you can use your best judgment to determine what you think of this comic. You're the one going to be bidding on it. You're the one going to be putting it into your collection. So we want to make sure that you are happy with it and you've decided. You can certainly take my word for it on condition, but I'd rather you use your best judgment. I'll show you a little bit right there. You can see some slight issues. And then I'm going to show you just a little bit of the interiors. Why do we do that? Well, so that you see hidden defects like this little guy right here, this dog ear, which I'm going to put back, and hopefully it will press itself a little bit. You can judge the quality and condition of the color of the paper as well as the art. Look at that. Another reason we do this is to see if there's any cutouts. So you can see right there, obviously this coupon has been cut out and that affects it. We'll look for any stress on the staples to see if the cover is pulling away, and luckily we don't see that here. No water damage, mildew, or mold either, so that's fantastic. We'll get a chance to see the inside of the front cover so that you know that nothing is hiding. That will sometimes point out paper loss. And then finally we'll see the splash so that you see that there's no writing here. Young Johnny back in the day writing his or her name on there back 50 some odd years ago. Luckily that didn't happen, and the cover is still fairly tight on there. So now you know as much as we do about this comic book. The only thing left is for you to tell us how much you want it. Tom and Jerry is up next with number 260 from 1971. We'll do the same right here, and we'll go through this as quick as possible. We don't want to take up too much of your time, which is why we do this in 4K, so that you can take the time to go back, and if there's one that you want to know more about, the light will tell the tale better than I ever could. So that's why we get that light in there. You can stop, rewind, zoom in, zoom out, do everything that you need to know in order to make your decisions. We'll move on the inside right here. Hopefully we don't have any surprises like the last one. No, all around a pretty good looking book on the inside. Certainly a great reader copy right there. We're going to move on here to Tom and Jerry, number 284. This is from 1974. You've seen the front cover. We'll show you that back cover. Now, let's just take a look here. A little bit of creasing right there. Luckily, it's got this monochromatic background, so it's real easy to spot with the light. The light lets you know. Surprisingly little stress on this spine. The staples, this one could be a little bit better, but yeah, not a bad condition on this one at all. Maybe not one that you want to send in to get graded. I do want to point out, I just noticed, I felt it as we turned it over. Slight splitting right there. So we'll see that when we get to the interiors, but I want you to be aware of it. Some discoloration up and around here that happens with, I don't want to say improper storage. You're young, you got a comic book, putting it in your back pocket and running out to the playground. That's proper storage. But storage that's not necessarily best for the comic book can sometimes result in that kind of darkening. What am I feeling right here? Feels thicker, and so I want to make sure that that's not some pages that have come loose. So let me check on that for it. Yeah, that might have been what this was. So it looks like just that one right there. The staples have come loose just a little bit. So I want you to be aware of that. Not the end of the world, but It looks like, yeah, just that one. Let's get that for the catalog. I knew I felt something going on there. So, again, doesn't seem to affect any other part of the book, but just that one page, I guess, got a little bit shifted. So there you have it. And some Tom and Jerry, number 299. Going all the way back to 1977, a 30-cent cover on that, and that sounds about right. A lot of the prices changing in the 75, 76 era. Let that light get on there. Get it all over everywhere so you can see every aspect of this. It's got the barcode on it. So, some issues on this one, some bending, some creasing, some wrinkling on that one, as you might expect of a book of this age. Could use a nice cleaning and pressing. Is it worth it to you to do that? Well, that's up to you. We don't tell you how to collect. We just make it easier for you to do so. Interior is looking pretty good, and I don't see too much anything else going on there. So all around, a nice reader copy with Tom and Jerry, number 2.